Welcome back to the Tutti Talks podcast. I'm your host, Aveline Schienke, and in today's episode, I'm joined with some fellow music students at Grand Valley State University, and we're going to be diving into what it's really like to navigate college life as a musician. We're going to be highlighting some exciting opportunities to look out for as a student and reflecting on how music culture has shaped us since we first began our journeys in music. It's a behind-the-scenes look at what it means to grow as both a student and an artist. But before we continue, I want to pass it over to my co-hosts to give them a chance to give a little bit of background about themselves, a little bit of history, and why they're here at GV. And then after they're done introducing themselves, we're going to do a little icebreaker question. And the question of today's episode is going to be, who would win a death match? Bach? Bach or Beethoven? It's a pretty good question, so we're going to get it rolling over here. I'm going to pass it off to my friend Bridget, and she's going to get us started.
All right, thank you, Aveline. My name is Bridget Parlmer, and I play cello. I've been playing cello for about 7 years now, and I am a performance major as of last year, or I guess this past year, and I'm going into my second year with that. The ensembles I've been a part of have been quartets, quintets, and the GVSU Symphony Orchestra, and I did that for 2 years, and then I've been a part of the Community Engagement Project for, I think, about 2 years.
It's been about 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. And then I have been a part of ASTA this past year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Avery, what about you?
Thank you, Bridget and Aveline.
You're welcome, Avery.
My name is Avery. I'm a senior, and I am really into the violin. I'm in orchestra. I'm going to be in chamber next year. I'm in ASTA. I've been in community engagement projects. I was in Dearborn Youth Symphony when I was younger, and I started playing in like 5th, 4th grade, around that.
That's me.
Okay, Iris, why don't you go ahead and take the floor, buddy?
Hi, I'm Iris. I'm Iris Eppinga. I play double bass. I'm a music performance major, and I'm going to be a sophomore. So it's going to be my second year here. I've been playing for 7 years. And at Grand Valley, so far I've only been a part of the symphony, and I'll be in chamber next year, which I'm very excited for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
chamber's a fun time, and I have the pleasure of being in a bunch of ensembles with all of these people, so it's really fun, really an awesome time. But I want to circle back to our icebreaker question. Who would win a death match, Bach or Beethoven? I know, Bridget, you said you had some strong opinions, so I want to pass it to you.
I don't necessarily have a fully formed opinion yet on who would win. However, I have been thinking about it like when I'm going to sleep at night. Because it's a pretty intense question when you think about it. I mean, Bach's a pretty big guy. I mean, do we know how tall he is? Can we run some numbers on this?
I mean, we can Google.
But to father, I mean, how many kids did he have? He had like 30 kids. If he can have 30 kids, I mean, I'm just imagining like Papa Bach, okay? Like he's got that, am I allowed to say daddy thing going on?
Hey, it says, according to Google, it says he's 5'11".
See, Bach was a big boy.
So
And look at his,
for,
I just wouldn't want to mess with his face.
For like
but
what year?
then you have Beethoven, and Beethoven's just a little off his rocker.
Hey,
Beethoven's death.
Does anybody want to guess?
He couldn't hear Bach
Yeah,
coming.
he won't hear Bach coming.
That's
Like,
a good point.
But-
Because he would be boom, 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 boom.
Does anyone want to guess how tall Beethoven was?
5'9". Was that right?
Is it actually
No.
that tall?
No, he's
Five.
shorter.
5'5"?
5'7".
Shorter.
What?
More than 5'5"?
Wait, am I taller than
5'4".
Beethoven?
He's 5'4". He's
Oh.
How tall are you?
5'4.5". Dang, bro, you got him by half an inch. You would win in a fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so in your opinion, who would win that fight?
I don't know, honestly, because I feel like Beethoven would be really scrappy. Like on all fours, like foaming at the mouth.
I don't know. Bach is built like a linebacker, and he got and Beethoven's deaf. Like, come on, what is he?
Yeah,
What does he
I don't
bring to
know
the table?
football very well, but wouldn't that mean he's like technically playing defense though? Like I feel like Beethoven would be on the offense.
I thought linebacker is the guy that runs to the other side of the field.
I have literally no idea.
I have no idea. Not a person that studies football by any means. So
Too busy
would not know.
practicing.
Fair enough. You know, you got to get them 40 hours.
What was
in,
Beethoven's
so.
instrument of choice? Piano?
Piano? Right. I thought it was piano.
We should know
Probably.
this, kids.
We
I
really
learned about
should.
him
This
in
is
lit.
exposing.
I think it's piano.
It
Yeah,
should be
I think
piano,
so.
but
Mozart played violin and piano.
He played,
Wow.
are you ready? He played quite a bit. Viola,
Ugh.
Ew.
Western
Okay.
concert flute,
that's
clarinet,
what I was thinking. I was thinking about flute.
violin, cello, oboe, piano, organ, and timpani.
Okay, that's exactly what I
Timpani?
wanted to hear. Is
Bo,
what would
bo,
what
bo.
would they be using as weapons?
Oh.
Oh,
Which
flute?
is like, see, but like,
Watch
is
him take his
Beethoven-
violin,
Is
just-
Beethoven like tall enough to pick up a timpani and throw it at Bach?
That's true. Bach could definitely pick up a timpani.
Yeah.
You're so right.
But whose era are we in right now? Are we in Bach's era? Or are we
Like,
in
is Bach just like dead? Like, is Beethoven just fighting it dead?
It's a great question, Iris. That's a great question. I'm so glad we can talk about the semantics of this really legitimate question.
Mhm.
Very
I don't know.
legitimate.
If it was my vote, I would go Bach. What are your votes, Avery, Everest? Who's going to win?
Oh, Bach, yeah.
Bach?
I don't like Bach, so I'm gonna say Beethoven.
Wow, hot take.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hot take. Maybe if he just
What?
like
It's
composed
not
some
fun on a
bass
bass?
pieces. You've heard me. You've heard me.
You sound good on it.
All right. Well, that was a very interesting question. Glad we could talk that out, hash that out. But now I want to transition into a little more of what we are planning on talking about today. And first, I just kind of want to get more of a perspective on what was it like when you guys first got into music? Like, how did you start? What made you want to start? Just all the things. Like, what's your history with that? If anybody wants to share.
Okay, so I was a kid and I thought violins were cool and I wanted to learn, but my school didn't have a program until the next year, so I was going to maybe do piano, but thank God I did not do that. Oh my gosh, that would have been
goodness.
so terrible. No offense to pianos. But yeah, I learned the violin. I was in a little program in my school for like a year or two and then I stopped. And I started again in middle school.
Iris, how'd you start?
Oh, right. So I actually set a timer at the beginning of this podcast to see how long this would take. It's been 8 minutes and 48 seconds. My parents are musicians.
And where are your parents musicians at?
The Grand Rapids Symphony. My mom is a cellist and my dad is a retired violinist.
Awesome.
I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Woo!
That's crazy.
Has that been their primary job, like
Yeah.
their entire lives?
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah, we have some like stuff on the side, but it's like it was mainly music, and now my dad does other stuff because he's like retired, but he's like he still does like all the. He's.
And they did private lessons too, right? Did
You
they?
mean they taught?
Yeah.
I know my mom did. I don't know if my dad did like a lot. He told me this story one time about how he taught this really little kid a lesson, and then he gave him some like book, and it was like a horror story. It was like it was like Hansel and Gretel or something, but like the unfiltered version. And then like the kid came back like crying or something.
Dang, what was your dad teaching?
Violin.
But he's giving him like a Grimm's fairy tale.
I don't know.
Is your mom not teaching anymore?
No, she is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, I didn't even answer the question.
Wait, what's the question?
Like how you got into music.
Oh,
Like
right.
why did you? Because right now you're a bass player.
Yes, I am.
Have you always played bass? Like, what
No.
made you want to get into bass?
Oh my God, should we just like start from the beginning?
Oh,
Like
the very
Little
beginning.
Mini Iris. Okay, so Little Mini Iris. I just went around, just experimented a bunch of little instruments. Didn't do well in any of them, right? So I was actually in the Grand Rapids Symphony youth choruses for 6 years, from when I was 7 to when I was almost 13.
Dang.
That was pretty fun. It was pretty lit. So that was like the first thing I like kept doing.
Can we hear some?
No.
Not on
next
today's
episode.
episode.
Yeah, so like kind of during that time, like my older sibling, like they started like cello and violin. So then I was like, Mom, I want to play cello. Mom, I want to play violin. But then in 6th grade, I started in like the school orchestra. And I don't remember how I chose bass. I don't know why I don't remember. I just don't remember. But it was between percussion, oboe, viola, and bass. So like it was a selection.
Those all make
Yes.
sense.
No, I agree.
and
Every
then
single
it
one.
went down to viola and bass. And I know my parents wanted me to play viola because my sibling plays violin, and then we could have been a quartet. But I was like, I don't want to do that.
Dude, that would have been so cool.
That would have been really
Yeah.
cool.
But
so
you
now I play
ruined
bass.
it.
Oh,
And are you glad you play bass?
yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I smell a fibber. Nothing kidding. Love the bass. Great instrument.
Awesome. Bridget?
How did I start? Well, I started on bass. Yeah.
There seems to be a trend going
In the
on
same
here.
orchestra.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
did we ever play together? We
We
went
might
to
have
the
played
same school.
Dragon Hunter together.
Oh my gosh, Dragon Hunter. Epic song. Piece. Sorry. Oh my gosh, don't. So many memories just came flooding back.
It runs deep in the
I
strings.
know. It's I started on upright bass because my 6 siblings ahead of me, they all did orchestra or choir or both. So the only instrument they hadn't done yet was bass, and that was like the biggest one. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be the coolest one with the biggest instrument, because little me was trying to assert my dominance. And then, after a year of playing bass, I realized, I don't know a good way to say this. I
Do you need
wanted
me
a
to
little
take my
bit
earbuds
more.
out?
Take them out. I needed a little bit more like solo rep and like stuff to do during orchestra. 'Cause I was so bored. Because bass is really cool and it's got such a cool sound and an interesting timbre, but it's just they dropped the ball with
Yeah.
bass rep. There's
Just like
none. There
Not
was
in Dragon
none.
Hunter.
Yeah, I peaked at Dragon Hunter for bass in 6th grade. So I switched to cello, and that was, I think I was 13 or 14, and I had to keep playing bass because there wasn't a bassist in my school orchestra, but I did school orchestra mainly, and I didn't really do much with cello, just kind of did lessons here and there. And then COVID hit, and I realized, hey, this music thing's kind of cool, and it really took off from there. So I started like actually touching my instrument. That sounded weird. I started actually practicing when I was around 16 and like really investing time into music and stuff. So yeah.
Awesome. For me, I started when I was like 7 or 8. I have a younger sister. She came home from kindergarten with her little violin from you could either pick guitar or violin, and she went violin. And I was like, I want to play that.
Is that actually how it started?
Yeah.
Oh, you're one of those siblings. I'd be so mad about that. I'd be
So
mad.
then I decided to pick it up, and so we were dual violining it
That's
for
awesome.
like a lot of years there. And then she also decided to go off and do a little bit of piano, and started to deviate away from violin. But I decided to stick with it. I did lessons all throughout my childhood, all the way up through high school. I did take a break from lessons for a brief moment in 10th grade because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it, what my plans were for it. And then I decided to go off to college, and I was like, ooh, music kind of sounds appealing to the career. So I decided to go into that, and I came to GV, and here we are.
Didn't you do accounting first?
I did. I first went to a college near my hometown and decided to pursue accounting first. Not the move, but while I was there, I did a little bit of community orchestra. Wasn't super filling. I wanted to do more with it, so I decided to go to college for it. But yeah, that's a little bit of my backstory. If you want to hear more about my backstory, feel free to tune in to the first episode of this podcast, or of this season, where I talk a little bit more about that and go into more depth. But I talked a little bit about lessons. Were you guys taking lessons like when you first started, or were you not the type to take lessons until like high school, college? Like what was your lesson life like?
Mine was kind of like off and on because I started in 6th grade, and I think I didn't take lessons until like partway through 7th or 8th grade, and that was right before COVID for me. COVID was like 8th grade for me. So I took lessons probably for about a year with actually the bass instructor here at Grand Valley, which was kind of cool.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I already knew him. And then I don't know why I just never picked it back up after COVID until senior year of high school. And
You
then
didn't do lessons until senior year?
not like seriously.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, my mom's a cellist, so I'm like, Mom, help.
But bass is so different. That's
Yeah,
good for you.
I mean, it's the same, like,
Yeah.
Sure. Avery?
I was in like in elementary. There was like the school program. Like it wasn't private lessons, but it was kind of like lessons. You know, she was teaching us to play. And then I started doing lessons my second semester here because Dr. Diamond really wanted me to do it. So I feel like I must have been really bad. But he was like, "You need to do lessons." He was like, or it was like, "You should do lessons." And the next semester, I just did lessons.
Yeah, I did lessons. Well, I did bass lessons with Mr. Pitcher. I did bass lessons every once in a while. And yeah, then I was switching to cello late. So, and like during the school year. So I was like, I need to do private lessons. I have no idea what I'm doing. So then I did private lessons. I think until I got here.
So for those that have taken lessons a little later in life, do you regret not doing them earlier?
It's so
Earlier
awful.
on.
It's terrible. Oh my gosh. It sets you back so much. And then like literally my first 2 years here, it was just me unlearning bad habits. Like that was like all it was. It was unlearning bad habits. And I feel like you don't actually really start getting better until you have a good private teacher.
yeah, I definitely regret not taking any lessons, like, for most of high school. Like, because I wasn't really sure that I wanted to go into music until, like, partway through senior year. Like, after college applications, which was like, But I think having lessons, like, gave me, like, a glimpse into, like, the world of classical music and, like, how serious I needed to be and, like, all these things. And if I didn't do that, I was like, you know?
Yeah. Real.
I really regret not learning theory, and that's hard with string, just string private lessons. But I mean, I assume it's because I wasn't doing anything serious with music when I was like in private lessons. It was just like, oh, what orchestra stuff are you working on or whatever. And so I know like no theory, and when you just learn music based off of like learning it from ear, basically. Sorry, I keep getting farther away from the mic. Sorry, I promised her I wouldn't do ASMR on this one. Okay. When you get to college, then you're like, oh, and you actually choose to pursue music, it's like, oh no. The theory thing was actually really important, and I wish string teachers, and my teacher was great, but it was a lot of like, I learned music based off of what I heard and not based off of the structure and the theory behind it, which really I'm finding is setting me back. And it's a big learning curve. So that's the biggest thing I wish I would have done with lessons. And sorry, last thing. This is going to be my biggest thing if I ever teach private students, is teaching like healthy practicing in terms of physically. Yeah. Because like I got injured, and you don't think that you can get injured like an athlete can, but I mean, you're practicing something every day. Oh, hopefully every day.
Why are you looking at me?
That was not targeted. But you're practicing something every day with very specific movements, and at least with bass, with cello too, but bass more so. It's big movements, you know, and it's physically strenuous, and you can get hurt, and it can mess you up for not only music but with other things as well. And that's something I really wish was taught first and foremost.
Yeah, no, that's real. Yeah, they definitely should teach that a little more in, especially the public school system, and just I think private lesson teachers in general, and the theory thing. The theory thing's big.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't do any theory until I got here to undergrad. So yeah, theory is a big thing. For me, when I first started violin, I went to like the local music school, you know, where they loan out like high schoolers that are teaching you and all the stuff, kind of like what we're doing now, which is fine. That's totally fine. But I wish that as I progressed through high school and like 8th grade, I wish I would have taken lessons from somebody higher up, if that makes sense, that knew more about the instrument itself and like different techniques and stuff that I'm learning here that would have been really beneficial in my learning way back when, you know? And nothing against the people that taught me. I mean, I learned great things from everybody, but there was also a lot of in and out. Like I feel like people were leaving, coming, going, different, I was about to say professors, different teachers coming and going all the time. And I didn't really get my first real, like, in the music world person until I was auditioning for college at the time, back in 12th grade, you know? So that's just something I regret. And it's not really my fault. Like I didn't know, like it just wasn't presented to me. And I wish that my public school teachers would have told me or given me an outlet to say, hey, here are some professionals in the area. I think you should take some lessons with them or something like that. Cause I like just as a student in public school, like I didn't have like the connections that other people had and things like that. Like I just didn't know. Like for the first couple years when I was in high school, I had no idea what a pit orchestra was. No idea. They always kept asking me, they're like, Aveline, do you want to be a part of the pit orchestra?
I finna be in the pit.
And I'd be like, to myself, I would just say, I have no idea what that is. I don't want to get involved with that. And they wouldn't
I don't want to get in the pit.
They wouldn't advertise it as, oh, it's music for a musical. It's just, oh, do you want to be in the pit? I have no idea what that means. And I didn't know that. I kid you not. I didn't know that for the first 2 years of high school. And I didn't want to ask anybody because I didn't want to sound stupid. But it's true. Like, I had no idea what that meant.
Were you like in musicals and you were like, where's the music coming from?
No, I was not that kid. Unfortunately. Yeah, so that's just something I kind of regret, and I wish I would have had the opportunity to take advantage of. But kind of transitioning from that, what are some opportunities that you guys have found beneficial while growing up or being here at GV? What are some opportunities that you guys think students should be taking advantage of while they're still students, whether they're in high school, college, whatever? What are some things that you have seen have helped you as a student that you would want others to pursue as well?
I think for me, the biggest thing and the thing that got me probably closest to wanting to pursue music was being in the youth symphony orchestra. So if you're in the Grand Rapids or West Michigan area, like,
You know, there's like multiple youth symphonies, like in general.
I know that's what. Sorry. Let me get there. I mean, St. Cecilia's great. There's just all great teachers, all great experiences, and just learning. Or even if you're not gonna be in an orchestra when you're older, like that taught me the most. Not being taught theory or anything, that taught me a lot about theory. That taught me a lot about everything performing. Just having, because as good as like high school orchestras can be, they can only do so much. You know, they can't cater to everyone's wants and needs. And if you want to take it a little further, I think youth orchestras are extremely beneficial. And you can get into other opportunities outside of that, like with gigs. And at least for me, like I was in chamber groups in my youth symphony, and you can get gigs outside of that. Like it just helps with connections, and it helps with a lot of different things.
I think the thing that's like benefited me the most with like music is learning piano. And it's kind of like, you know, it's just like, just learn it. Like, huh?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, like we have keyboard classes here. And I think that like, it makes theory really easy because like when you learn piano, you learn theory side by side. I learned like, I kind of did piano for a little bit when I was really young, and like my grandma taught me. And like, even then I remember like learning about like theory. I remember like I learned like triads as like snowmen and like reindeer and stuff. It was like,
I mean,
Were they all Christmas themed?
yes.
I mean, if it helps you remember.
Yeah,
you know.
but like now when I'm like sitting in a theory class, like I feel like if I picture a keyboard, it's like really easy for me. And I feel like, I don't know, it's just like piano is like really good for visualizing theory.
Yeah, I agree with that. Kind of piggybacking off of the youth orchestras, that's kind of how I met my first really good private lessons teacher in 12th grade. I got involved with the youth symphony, and then I was really struggling because I was like, oh gosh, I gotta do auditions now for some universities, and I have never like really dived into like extreme classical rep, solo rep for violin and stuff, and so I'm like, I really need to kick my butt into gear right now, and I need to find a good person to learn from. So I reached out to him, and he taught me everything, and it was great. But yeah, if you have a youth orchestra in your area, I would definitely take advantage of that. It's super helpful. And also, if you're in college, take advantage of all the clubs and the organizations around you. I mean, majority of us, if not all of us, are in ASTA. Are you in ASTA or no?
Right?
Oh,
I was thinking about
lame.
it.
But
Guys,
What does ASTA stand for?
We're-
American String Teacher Association.
Thank you, Avery.
Say that one more time, a little slower.
American String Teacher Association.
Thank you. But yeah, we're all in the American String Teachers Association here at GV.
Except for Iris.
Except for Iris.
Except
Sorry.
for her. Not her.
Majority of us. But yeah, that's been a really good gateway to meet with other educators, professionals in the music department and in public schools across Grand Rapids. And we've had opportunities to, I know me and Avery this past semester had the opportunity to, not only are we in ASTA together, but we also did the community engagement project. If you have community engagement projects or any outreach activities, you should also take advantage of those because those are great. But we had an opportunity to do some duets and stuff in the public school system. And then Bridget and I also went and did some stuff with the community engagement project at some nursing homes in GR. And it's just a great opportunity. It really gets you out there, and it really gets you out there to help you play in front of others. It's also great networking. Majority of the time, if you want to play somewhere and get experience playing for people at different events and things like that, and just get more solo experience, reach out to the schools, reach out to the nursing homes. They want you there. They really want you there, and they are so happy for you to come anytime. So that's been one of the big factors for me.
And just to add on to that, from a more like holistic standpoint, it is really fulfilling and really, I mean, it's called community engagement because you're engaging with the community. And this is something I would.
Oh my gosh, that is so
did you guys
crazy.
think about that?
Wow.
And that's
blown.
been like my favorite part about it is just talking to these folks who don't always get, I don't know, at least in nursing homes, like people who lots of times, sometimes like don't get a lot of, like the attention that every human deserves, like that's just kind of how it is in America, unfortunately. But just being able to share your music with people that really appreciate it and then talking to them about it afterwards is amazing because you'll find that people will love what you do, and you can connect with them through that, and that's just a really fulfilling thing. Honestly, probably more for you than it is for even the other person.
Absolutely.
And that's another thing I think would be really beneficial for any human, but especially like in high school.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, the community part of it should be one of the main factors of it, right? But outside of that, one other thing I would recommend to students, or even if you're just a private educator, or even if you are a public educator, any type of educator. Right now, me and Avery just got introduced to the Suzuki Association of the Americas. And that's a cool program where you can take some classes online with professionals, other students across the board, across the country. If you've done Suzuki, there's a certain amount of books for your instrument. It's not just strings either. They have brass, winds, I think there's flute, something like that, piano.
Who here has done Suzuki? All right.
But it's a great opportunity for you to get that on your resume. If you go on the Suzuki website and say you're a parent and you're wanting your kid to learn violin, right? They go to the Suzuki website because everybody's heard everything about Suzuki and it's like the thing, right? You go on the website and you search up under the Suzuki website, violin instructors in my area. You will pop up and all of your qualifications will be listed down below. You'll have your description. If you have a website, you can go visit that. If you have Instagram, all the things, how long you've been playing, your bio. Did I say that yet? You can do your bio. And then once you take these classes, for example, we've been looking at finishing book 1 or unit 1 is what it's called. And it's a session that you pay for and you just go listen and you learn how to teach the book. And you learn different techniques and stuff from the educators and the people presenting on there. And once you complete the class, it will show up under your list of completed things, and parents can just look at that and say, oh, they've done how many books and what level of books and whatever, and they can contact you for private lessons for their child. So that's a really cool thing to get involved with. So feel free to check that out if that at all interests anybody listening. But it's a really good thing for networking.
It
really good for the resume.
I'm interested.
Avery, was there anything you wanted to add?
During my first class, I joined it late, and I was late because I slept in, and Aveline didn't bother you. Oh, and by the way, really slimy.
I texted you.
That was enough. You should have called me. You should have called me and woke me up, but it's not your fault.
She's
it's
not
my
your
problem.
mom.
But anyway, the point is, I joined the class. Okay, if it was any of you, I would have called you. I would have been blowing up.
That's
Your
true.
phone. But whatever.
Do you even have my number?
Were you
Are you trying to give me your number right now?
No.
Don't be weird. Okay.
sorry.
But I joined it 30 minutes late, and she's like, "Oh, Avery, so why?" She asked me in front of everyone, "Why were you late?" I did not expect
That's
her.
not the Suzuki method.
I was not expecting that. It wasn't giving Suzuki method, and I just like, oh, my Zoom had to update.
Hey, but you made it. That's the important part. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, terrifying.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for people like listening without like video because like Avery has so many expressions.
Yeah. So lots of things to be taking advantage of as a student. Also, we didn't touch this, but concerts. Take advantage of the student tickets.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm based on the east side of Michigan, and I go to the Detroit Symphony so often.
How much?
How much?
How much? Are you ready for this? It's gonna blow your
We're
mind.
drum rolling. All right, that's a lot.
$25 for the whole season.
In economy? What?
Guys, Sunday they're having Steven Isserlis come in. What? All right. Like, who did they bring in? Oh, they did the Shostakovich. I mean, they bring in so many good people. $25, guys. These are world-class musicians, like some of the best in the world.
There's been Hilary Hahn, Ray Chen.
$25 for the whole season.
For the whole season.
Yeah.
Just for students. It's crazy. Like, you're crazy not to take advantage of that.
You're crazy.
So
Cray.
check out the subscriptions. Check out the subscriptions in your area with the orchestras in your area and see what kinds of deals you can get. Because there's package deals. There's yearly deals. It's crazy what they give out for students, and not even just concerts, just anything in general. Like anything student related, people will give discounts for.
And this kind of like getting into music for me, this part was kind of difficult. Avery's in a rush. Give me 2 seconds.
No, it's okay. Take your time.
This took me a little bit to get into, but there's a lot of free like chamber specifically. There's a lot of free chamber concerts. Exactly, like finding how to get connected with those, that takes a little bit of time, but they're out there. Like get on social media. Like, I don't know how Facebook works, but I assume it's just Facebook groups or something. But like, following people, keeping in touch with people that have concerts going, getting on email lists because certain chamber series will share the other chamber series are going on, and you just get connected through all these free things like by these amazing musicians that are going on. The Grand Valley Piano Chamber Series is just one example. That is just an amazing series that goes on for free, and you can go see all of them for free. Yeah. I think I know they did it last summer, but if you're interested in summer stuff, because I feel like during the summer you don't get a lot of concerts, but I forget. Oh,
Hello.
I know. Hi, Iris. One of the violinists in the Grand Rapids Symphony runs it, but it's at Frederick Meyer Gardens. It's a chamber series that she does, and it's really wonderful, and I really enjoyed it last year.
I have to check that out.
You should.
But one other thing that I'm going to mention, last thing, music festivals. Like, students, we got to get involved in some music festivals here over the summer. Me and Bridget are going to be doing some of our first music festivals over the summer. Really good networking opportunity, really good experience. Totally would recommend. Haven't done them yet, but would recommend. Well, by the time this podcast comes out, we will have done it. So
you can just cut it if it was.
We're saying right now, recommending doing
we'll cut
music
this out if we
festivals.
don't.
Yeah, imagine if you don't like it and you recommend it.
It's just silence for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, but long story short, take advantage of all the opportunities you can as a student because
And there's a lot of scholarships for it, especially the younger you are, the more money you'll get for it too.
Yep.
Sorry to the older folks. Yeah, there's festivals can be really expensive, but there is money.
there's
for it
plenty
out
of funding
there.
ways. Yeah.
There's also like a lot of like hidden kind of scholarships. Or I shouldn't say hidden,
Yeah.
just like not well known. Like I recently got a scholarship and I was like the only applicant.
Yeah.
Like-
Was that the one?
With the really bad photo of me.
You looked good, but I was
I
gonna
was
apply for
tuning.
that one.
I was like, they took a photo. I was tuning. I wasn't even like.
Was it
into
in a church?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
St. Mark's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you find it?
Pablo?
Mark.
Oh.
Oh,
There
sorry,
you go.
Professor Buckner.
Professor Dr.
I actually don't know if
Mohammed
it's
Baker.
Buckner or Buckner.
You don't know?
Well, he told
What do
me,
you
and then
call
I
him?
You're
immediately.
his
I call him.
student.
I call him Mark.
Oh, I could never call Dr. Jop that.
Oh, yeah. If you have a private instructor, tell them that you are interested in these opportunities and you want them because they get all of these emails. People contact them first. Even if you aren't taking lessons from a certain person, if you know they have connections, be like, hey, if you see scholarship opportunities, if you see work opportunities, if you see gig opportunities, if you see festival, whatever, they get all of that information. And another thing I wish I did when I was younger, if you don't voice that to the person, they won't know. They won't assume.
Oh yeah.
Unless they're awesome.
Mind readers.
That's not their job. That's your job. And you will get so many opportunities from that. Yeah. So reach out to people, have them send you stuff, basically.
Yeah, that's so real. I mean, I get majority of my gigs, and a lot of my students come from my violin professor. So connections are real, and you want to have as many connections as possible, especially with your professors. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I'm doing this podcast is to just connect with people and have a network of people that not only I can have, but that everyone else can have here at GV and on the other side of the screen. So, wow.
Everyone look at the screen.
Full circle.
What if they're not watching and they're listening?
And everyone listening.
Pretend like we're not.
Hi to your ears.
Hi to your ears.
All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is how has music culture shaped us since we first began our journeys in music? Does anybody want to go first?
Everyone's eyeing me. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's kind of hard for me to answer because, like, I've always been shaped by music. Like, I've never not had music in my life. I think it's definitely been a really good way for me to, like, just connect with people that are, like, a lot different than me. I just, like, am able to know a lot of people on, like, a more personal level that, like, I wouldn't otherwise know, like, I don't know, just, like, some random, like, woman or something. And it's just like, no, like, that's my girl. Like, my gal.
Yeah. Avery?
I don't know. Like I've always listened to classical music. That was the first genre that I listened to. You know, before anything else, it was classical.
Oh,
Not to
junior?
brag, not to
Oh.
flex. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't say. I don't know. It hasn't shaped me. It's shaped me. I'm sure, but I can't verbalize it. I don't know. Bridget, you do something. You say something.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, I think about this a lot, just coming from different spheres of my life. I guess I've been a part of like I hate to say it's like sports culture because that sounds so lame. That sounds
I
so
get it, me
lame. But like
Yeah.
athletics and stuff, that type of culture, and then like academic culture, and then music culture. Like comparatively, I mean, when I was talking about this question, I wasn't necessarily talking about like all the positives. A lot of what I had in mind was, or what I think about and find really interesting are the negatives that come with what I call like classical music culture. And what I've been thinking about a lot is like, it feels like trained perfectionism. I think like, is it a chicken egg situation? Like, or are all musicians born perfectionists and that's what draws them to music? Or rather, which I'm more inclined to think this way, I think we're trained to be perfectionists in a way that can be helpful and is partially necessary, but I think a lot of the times it's not conducive to learning healthy habits and a healthy lifestyle. And I don't know, I've just been thinking about that a lot, and I think I was thinking about that when I asked that question. I think there's a lot of negatives in classical music culture, like every culture,
That's crazy.
I didn't realize we could say negatives. Okay, in that case,
Go ahead.
I feel like it makes you very humble. Like the culture, it'll humble you, and it'll also kind of make you self-doubt yourself. I feel like no matter what you do, it's never good enough. Like you're never good enough. It's never perfect enough. And that just has shaped my mind now. I never have confidence. Like I know I'm not bad, but I'm always thinking like, oh, well, there's probably some 5-year-old that can do this and more, Like, so I don't know. It really makes you humble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humble's a good word for it.
Yeah.
But sorry.
Go for it.
I also like what Avery said. Like, I feel like I don't like coming from someone who knows a lot of professional musicians. I don't know a single like really good professional musician that thinks they're really good.
Yeah.
And like they just don't like. They think they can be better.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can always be better, but like
I think that's what makes you good, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Is
that's
it
what
in
makes
a
you good.
way?
Improve.
Is it in a way though that's? I think there's humility, and then I think there's like low self-esteem with those things. And so I guess I'm wondering, like, because your parents are musicians. Like, have you found with these like really good musicians, and I'm not necessarily talking about your parents, but like in general, is it more of just these really good, humble people, which I'm sure they absolutely are, or is it more of just being taught to have, not necessarily taught, but like doubting your ability in a way that isn't based on humility, but based on doubting your ability and doubting how good you are?
Yeah, I know like a couple musicians, and they're just like every time they play, they're just, I did so bad. And I'm just like,
yeah, okay, that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and it's like like they don't mean it in a pick me way. It's just that like they, it's just that they have like quite low self-esteem. But like, I think they're also humble people.
Yeah, I think you can absolutely be both.
Yeah.
It's just surprising to me, well, at least what I've found in the few experiences I have had with these professional musicians is how much more common that is than I thought it would be. It's like, this is your profession, and it makes me kind of like sad. Like, you wish these people could, like be happy with what they're doing.
I feel like you just get used to it. Like, I don't think about it anymore.
And isn't that kind of sad
Yeah,
though?
you just
Like
get used to
that's
it.
what kind of scares me about all of this is it's kind of the expectation.
Yeah.
That's kind of, to me at least, what it feels like. That's what you're supposed to feel like and what you're kind of taught to feel like, And
I feel like you start getting better once you get that humility, low key.
Yes,
Like, because I started working a
absolutely,
lot
yeah.
harder. Like, I used to be more confident than I should have been. And then I realized when I started getting better, I was like, oh, I was really bad a year ago.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I can't believe I thought I was good. But now that I have humility, I think I've been getting a lot better because I feel like I work a lot harder now.
Yeah.
I've like not in like a like, oh, I'm so good, but like just because I play bass, like I've like there's not a lot of people in my section usually.
Yeah.
So I've been first chair like more times than I haven't. I've been principal. And I think the times I've improved the most are when I'm not first chair.
Absolutely, yeah. When competition is there, it's
Competition is really important.
Healthy, but
It's
like
so important.
competition's so good for me.
I think something I've had to adapt to in the music culture is one of the big things is where we spend our time and just organizing the time and deviating it to like, how many hours are you planning to practice? How many hours are you planning to study theory? How many hours are like, where is it all going? I've always been a very organized person, but when you come to college, it's very like you have to abide by it or you're going to get lost in the weeds. You know what I mean? Another thing I've realized is that at college, all of my roommates I've had and everything like that, it's like, oh, I got to study for this test and I got to get my stuff up to date so I can do well, but for musicians, we have to be doing well all the time. And it definitely is a music culture thing, because it's just like, okay, that's nice for you, but I have to be practicing 2 hours every day, 4 hours every day, you know? It's crazy. So that's just something else I've observed. And then also just the community. Like, I feel like musicians just have such a tight community, as opposed to some of the other, like if you're a business major or whatever, not hating on anybody else, but the community, like the networking in the community, the networking in the community is different. It's just a different.
It's so niche and emotional and specific. I think it brings people together.
And you're connecting, like you're like, especially in chamber ensembles, like that we've been in. Yeah, you're connecting with other people to make music good. You know. And that's just something other people can't experience, and
it's a really personal thing.
Yeah, I like how everyone in the music department knows each other. Like when me and my friend Alyssa, when we're at work, she plays the saxophone. We'll be talking about like music drama and like our peers, and they're and like everyone's like, oh, you guys just all know each other. Like it's not normal. Like it's not like that in other departments. I like it.
Yeah, but I think that's why I like music so much. Is it's such a sense of community. Like, yeah, to some extent, like you kind of all like each other. Like, there's a quote on the clock tower, because I have to write, I'm writing an essay about it, and it's from, like, Hindemith or something. It's like, people who make music together can't be enemies. And it's like, oh, my God, cringe. But, like, low-key, you know? Because it's just, like, you're coming together to make something beautiful. And I think that's why I like music so much.
Yeah, it really is a true art. Like, it's
snaps for that.
Clock it.
Snaps for that.
Clock that.
Yeah. But we're going to go to our last question here, and then we're going to do a little outro. But if there's one thing you could tell your younger self, what would it be?
Plan your glow up now.
Avery.
All right, then.
Why?
And get a private teacher. Get private lessons.
Yeah. I wish I like stuck with things more.
Yeah.
I think that's like my biggest regret, is that like I didn't stick with things as much as I think I could have and I should have. Sure. Like piano and choir and stuff. I'm just like, Iris, why did you quit that? You know? Yeah. Because now I'm like getting back into those things.
Girl, you can sing? Really?
Yeah, she can.
Oh.
Mine would probably be, I don't want to get sappy, but like it's gonna be okay. like it's gonna be okay, and things will work out. I think I spent too much of my youth trying to figure out, like, especially in high school, like what I'm gonna do, how it's gonna be okay. Like it's not gonna be okay. It's not gonna be okay. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. Like things work out way more than you think they do, and also, like, music is an option. I was told growing up that music was not an option, and I didn't realize until last year that, you know what, I can do whatever I want with my life. And even, like, on a more practical level, like, talking to professional musicians, like, music is an option. It is a viable option that you can live off of, as scary as the future of this world might be. It is an option, and that's probably what I would tell my younger self. Like, you can do it.
And I mean, at the end of the day, you have to think about what, for the students listening, it's like, what do I want to do? It's literally, what do I want to do for the rest of my life that I'm going to enjoy? You know, I mean, I've been doing accounting for years now. I mean, since I've started college, and through my whole process of going through that, I realized that it wasn't something that I really love, and it's not something that I can see myself doing in the future. I mean, it might have some, it definitely has had some benefits. Like, I've learned a lot from it, and I'll definitely use that, but it's not something I want to fully pursue as opposed to music. You know, music is more of my thing and more of what I want to do, and it's something I'm good at, you know? So find that thing that you're good at, find that thing that you really enjoy, and just go for it. If I could have one thing I would tell myself, it would be ask more questions and get more involved. Especially as a high schooler. I feel like I never went to the symphony. I never went to the DSO, Detroit Symphony, until like mid-college. Like I had never been. I think I went on a field trip once during freshman year maybe. never saw a symphony, nothing, like,
Really?
ever.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And I feel like I missed out on so many concerts, and like I haven't until I've got to Grand Valley, like I haven't known famous violinists. I haven't known the famous soloists of the world. I haven't known the famous string quartets. Like I haven't known all of these people.
That's why. Okay.
That's why.
Is that why Mendy's your favorite composer?
Wow.
All right.
Closing time.
But yeah, I wish I would have been more involved with that stuff, and I wish I just would have known about it. Partially from the people I was doing music from, like an orchestra and stuff. I wish that it was just publicized more.
Yeah.
These events I could have gotten involved with. I think it would have been a really cool opportunity and really good for me. I mean, just going back to some of the things that students should be taking advantage of, like you should totally be looking into everything that you possibly can do as a student, because it will pay off, I promise you, in the long run.
But if you don't and you haven't yet, that's okay.
It is okay.
Like,
it is okay.
It works out.
I'm going to give you an opportunity to push one button of your choice. One only.
Schienke, this is what I feel when I see you.
Thank you, friend.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
Avery, this is what I feel when I
sorry.
see you.
I get money. Where's the thing?
Which one?
I get money. Woo. Her.
We should get money like
Tutti Talks money.
Tutti Talks money
PAC Talk
guns
money?
where like we do the outro. Oh, nice.
Oh,
Who
wait,
turned
this
that
is
on?
lit.
I
And
did.
then you,
Thank you,
we
Avery.
spray money everywhere.
That is going to wrap it up for our PAC Talk episode for today. I want to thank all of you for coming on this episode. It has been a blast. I hope you guys had as fun a time as I did. If you or someone you know would like to be a part of the podcast, please reach out to me via DM or email. You can find the Tutti Talks podcast on Instagram at Tutti Talks Podcast. I'm also open via email at tuttitalkspodcast@gmail.com. Please feel free to send any inquiries, or if you're looking to be on the podcast as an interviewer or as a person being interviewed, I would love to have you on the podcast, and I'm actively looking for people to participate. So also make sure you go and follow the YouTube channel. It's going to be Tutti Talks Podcast. And if you're not following and not liking and not sharing all of the posts,
You suck.
You should.
We will.
Please
find
go
you.
and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, thank you for tuning into this episode of Tutti Talks. Keep the music playing, keep the conversation going, and we will see you on the next one.